you've been in counter-terrorism for a long time, very long time. You must have studied the models of different countries dealing with terrorism. Sir talked about the Arabian countries. We know what's happening in Europe, what's happening in US. Who do you think has been the most practical in terms of crushing or fighting terrorism or radicalization in their country?
अभी तो वहाँ चालू ही नहीं हुआ है अभी तो चालू होना है What you are seeing is just the tip. Just wait when you suddenly start seeing Sudan and Nigeria type things happening there. अभी जो देख रहे हो वो बहुत subtle है अभी I think the best experience that in insurgents, counter-insurgency is only the Indian Army or
so
the Indian Defence
Forces.
So
they've had 9/11. It's not been subtle. It's been tremendous. They've had London bombings. They've had things taking place in Europe across all cities.
They killed Osama. But now New York is changed. The mayor is a radical. Openly says so.
He's a leftist. He's not a radical.
There's a very subtle difference. They go all along.
Okay, we can disagree on that, but
they go all along.
Yeah, he's an elected representative. What do you do? So this is just what I was trying to say.
So that is where I was saying demography versus democracy. So that is where the change is taking.
Yeah, I'll answer what Ajit is saying. Examples, I think Singapore is a very great example. Saudis are a pretty good example. Unfortunately, those examples cannot work where democracy and demography has to come about. I think the first thing is important for us to have Shatrubodh. You need to understand what's the challenge.
Shatrubodh.
Yeah, we need to understand what the problem is. You just can't say Pakistan is our enemy. Pakistan, China are transitory enemies in terms of competitors or trouble situation. दरवाज़ा हमेशा अंदर से खुलता है, right? आपको वो भी, I keep on saying that in terms of national resilience, Indian Armed Forces is capable of handling 2.5 front.
So how do we have Shatrubodh if we are opening the doors to the enemy from within? Yeah. Then we are not understanding the mind of the Shatrubodh is understanding the mind of the enemy. So if we don't even know who the enemy is and we are keeping our doors open, then how are we understanding the mind of the enemy?
Smitaji, I think everybody knows what is the challenge, but baat nahi karna chahta. So this is what we are discussing. Today I am sitting as a general when I am talking of this. By the evening, my Twitter and Instagram is going to be filled by saying that you are an army officer, a senior officer. Your mindset is corrupted. And a number of so-called independent journalists will talk and write about what I am saying in terms of what I'm saying. So till the time you don't open your eyes and say there's a problem, right? Why is it so that Bangladesh border was not shut down properly ever, right? What was the compulsion of demography for democracy, which allowed it to be opened and continue to proliferate numbers to come and settle down? How is it possible, Sunaji, that tomorrow if you want to go for an Aadhaar card change or address change, it will take you a struggle of about a month or 2 months and all linkages to happen. But somebody who comes from Bangladesh or Rohingya, within a 15 days period, gets his job certification, Aadhaar card, voter ID card and everything, and he shifts from one place to another. What is that mechanism? Do we think that our institutions are unaware of it? We don't have the courage to stand up and tell the political masters of respective states that this is happening, this is wrong. Please take it up. You cannot, today the warfare is not land, sea and air. We had 3 domains which were conventional, which were in Second World War era, right? After that, especially in last about 30 years world over, the warfare has changed into the domain of cyberspace, but more critically in the cognitive domain, right? And that cognitive domain comes from internal national resilience, right? And that is where the fractures are. Our organizations today are not agile enough or accepting enough of this challenge. Till the time you don't understand and accept this challenge as a challenge, what he's saying is that we'll keep on overlooking it. So there are, and again, we don't have to fight everybody. If you are able to identify, and I am again saying, a normal guy who's a Kisan on the field, he is not interested which flag, which party, which this thing you are belonging to. He needs to just keep shut and say, "Bhai, mere bacche beti ko padhne do." ठीक है? But there are numbers who need to be identified and taken out, right? It may seem like I'm talking of a police state. No, I'm not talking of a police state. kindly do a job. Laws are there. You need to just simply apply without looking at the political expediency who has come into the power, and suddenly you switch your tone and tenor and start overlooking and say, okay, I have to brief the political master. So today there's government of BJP which is possibly talking of XYZ, and therefore we'll align our thinking and actions accordingly. But in states where they are not, therefore the systems are going to be worked differently. So maybe we need to look at
a national collective.
A national collective. You require to have a nationalist feeling. You need to belong to a country which is called either India, Bharat, whichever you want to call the name as. Rather than looking only with political dispensation, come and says, okay, आने दो, ये 10,000, 5,000, 50,000 यहाँ बैठा दो, हमारा वोट का symbol हो जाएगा. You think when you drive in Delhi and you see these sprouting areas coming up, you don't know. We all know क्या चीज़ हो रहा है वहाँ पर. But who's calling out? The revenue officials are going, the police people are following. But why do we close our eyes? So till the time you don't call, you are going to be facing the same problem which New York is going to face.